So we're here at Komore Teahouse.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
What up?
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon means to say is...
Here's our invitation letter.
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In
I
which
am the
case,
savior
welcome
of
to the
Liyue
Komore
and
Teahouse,
Inazuma.
a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Korina's such a good voice actress. Enter Komore Teahouse. Korina is literally perfect for Paimon's voice acting. She's just great at being Paimon.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma?
It's a trick.
Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
A dog!
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
I don't think it's I think he's just behind the bar.
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
Where did the human-looking Toma go?
Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
I know a dog when I see one.
Alright,
Yeah.
alright. I've had my fun.
I knew he wasn't a dog.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister.
Stop it with the ugly nicknames.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier, though it was quite necessary.
It was.
It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Phase the lightning.
That Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Yeah, you should.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
The courage to face the lightning?
Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck...
You mean he died in a duel before the throne? You mean Kazuha's friend?
So you've heard of his story. His
Sad.
light still burns all the more brightly.
So we will be allowed to meet the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located.
Yes. Good.
But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Ooh, where?
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
I've been there while exploring. I've been here like super quick for exploring and unlocking stuff. But this is so cool.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Are those the visions?
Visions.
Oh,
Visions?
that's...
You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree.
Why did the Shogun issue the Vision Hunt decree?
Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma.
Damn.
As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Damn.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity
That's
doesn't
what I
allow for
thought.
such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue.
This is so
And this
horrible.
statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
Oh no.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, oh, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Yes, Ayaka.
Huh?
What the heck?
Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Yeah, what was that sound?
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Oh, that's what it was. I could hear the sounds of people's aspirations.
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
That's so cool. A vision symbolizes ambition, not power.
All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
That was such a quick change of
Finally!
topic. I thought we should be aspirations of all. Oh my gosh, that was so horrible.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
It's hard to top the Jade Chamber.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Yes!
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests.
Oh my god.
Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
This was slightly anticlimactic.
She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea.
Yes?
I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
I'm just here to meet the Raiden Shogun.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
I want to help though.
No, please, wait! Please, don't go!
Yes, come out.
I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
Alright. The traveler listens while Kamisato Ayaka tells the story of the 3
A
visions.
warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
So,
Correct.
2 people and Soto
Please
from
do all
One
you
Piece.
can to help them. I will await your return here.
I will do as you wish.
Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Oh, but I do. Alright. Oh, I'm here.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
It's 3 people.
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play.
Another
Please,
dude called
we urge
Kenjiro.
you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Mahiru.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay.
What's happened?
Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago.
Alright.
Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did?
It might not be something that you guys did, but 30 years defending a village is quite a lot.
We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Alright, is this guy Tahima? No, this guy is Kenjiro. So why the change?
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree.
Alright.
It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person.
There's something on that roof.
I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do, but equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Okay, I think Kenjiro is he put a lot more thought into this. The old woman just wants him to stay because, oh my god, who's gonna defend the village? But this guy is like, I don't know if it's right for us to keep him here, but to have him leave in this state of grief, it's not so good.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Yep, been protecting the village for 30 years. Hey, Tejima.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay.
Smart. You've lived here for a long
True,
time.
but that's not why I chose to stay here.
Alright.
And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
No.
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you
Dude.
say so.
Taking
I
someone's
honestly
vision
can't seem
away,
to
it's
remember.
literally this horrible.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Oh, okay.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
Good idea,
If you
unless
don't
the
mind, we will leave you to find the diary.
unless the
We should
diary
head back
says
to the
something
village
horrible
to
about the
inform
village.
others of Tejima's situation.
Unless the diary says something horrible about it, it's just going to be okay. Find clues. Oh wait, this is the vlog.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab.
Oh god.
I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the
His
distance.
life is just
Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more!
Of course.
I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine.
Come on. I'm still kind of against having this guy just stay there because the villagers need protection or whatever, but I mean,
I wish it could be like
Eh.
this all the time.
So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about.
I don't know what omamori is.
Interesting.
Oh, okay, like a charm thing.
Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child.
I think it did.
Anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Of course. If his elemental energy is still with it, then it's super useful. Use the elementary site to find clues in the diary. Oh, howdy. So it's on the other side of this, or is it inside? Check. Oh, okay.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot.
Okay.
The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these years?
Perhaps.
Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look.
If it's money, I swear to God, Paimon.
It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago.
on his childhood.
Honda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again?
It's here. If we become separated during war, go wait for me in Konda Village. There'll be a safe home for us there. Oh no.
Huh. So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Okay. Oh, this is kind of... It's gonna be kind of rough. Hey, Tejima. Bad
Well,
news.
I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
Does that make you feel sad?
No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream.
Do you still plan on leaving?
I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting.
I think you should leave, actually, but...
Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is?
Because she's
It's
in your
just like
heart.
that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad.
Losing our reason to feel sad is maybe the saddest thing of all.
Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too.
Damn.
That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
There's a quest for Midori right there. And the samurai is there.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why
Alright.
would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
Damn.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
Oh.
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation! How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
Huh?
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai. You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Emergency provisions? Like emergency food?
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter.
Sure.
This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the
What is with
provisions
these
for
guys?
himself. I just know it.
What is with
we'll
this guy?
starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Kurosawa? You good?
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions.
Oh, so is he
I don't know
lying
whether
or?
it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
We heard that you lost your vision recently.
And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision.
Wow.
And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Wow.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now.
Oh, they're
To top
both
it all
telling
off,
the truth.
My house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah, he seems to be telling
But
the
we
truth.
better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say.
Ooh,
We
fighting.
should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Oh yeah, they're actually not far.
She's still okay?
Bukako Plain. Okay.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history. You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Yep.
dream. Nowhere to hide.
They're just treasure hoarders.
There goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come
You know?
on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Not likely. Where has it you looted Kurosawa's house?
Kurosawa? Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too.
What
and
are
they all seem to
IOUs?
be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you
What?
guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course.
Ken.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
What are IOUs?
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something?
All
or
right.
perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
About these IOUs.
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice.
But he lost his memory because he lost
If
the
you
mission.
ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there
Sure.
would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Unfortunately, he doesn't remember.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, Didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell.
Oh, please don't.
In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for.
Perhaps.
Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree?
No.
Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
God. This person's so horrible. Oh, he's freaking wanting to scam me.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left.
Damn.
It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often.
No.
Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Your encounter with the treasure hoarders and conversation with
That
Aoi.
just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything.
So
why
sad,
was I
dude.
purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow
Mind if
reluctant
we
to do
have a
so.
look? Mind if we have a look?
This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely.
Damn.
What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
He doesn't remember.
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
The words are virtue and justice.
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up.
Don't turn evil, please.
The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
This is so heartbreaking.
Another troubled soul. When we get the chance, Let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses.
Yeah.
In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Losing ambition.
Yeah. Seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Damn.